Welcome everybody to the Single on Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single on Stilettos. Today we have on our show Iris Ben-Ruby, and she's a relationship and intimacy coach at Simply Success. And I'm so excited to have her here today because today she's going to tell you, will I ever find love? Because I hear all too often that women get discouraged with dating, they hate dating, and they're just wondering, am I really ever going to meet the right man and get into a long-term relationship that leads to marriage? So Iris is going to tell us. So before we jump into it though, Iris, tell our audience how you became a relationship and intimacy coach.
Yeah, so I was well into my third career at this point when my daughter presented me with an opportunity to learn how to do some training. And then when I learned the principles in the course and I applied them to my children, I realized, oh my God, when you're aware of how to do things differently, you get different results. This is what I want to do for people. So I went back and I got my master's in counseling psychology. And what I realized as I began to see clients is that the quality of their life, especially their social life, was really a reflection of their ability to be emotionally intimate with themselves. And so that was my quest, to really help people create emotional intimacy with themselves so that they could have deeply connected relationships with other people.
I think that's great. And I just want to stress one thing that you said in that is that it's so true. Ladies, if you're not meeting the right man and the same thing keeps happening in the dating scene and you're not getting into a relationship, you need to start doing things differently, because if you keep doing things the same way, you're going to keep getting the same results. So that being said, Iris, tell our audience how women can get out there and find love. So give us your first tip.
Well, I think you said it exactly. It's really looking at what have you been doing until now and do something different. So it could be the type of guy that you've been dating, the places you've been meeting guys. If you've been meeting them at bars, that may not be the place to go. You want to look at, what are the characteristics of the guys that you're dating. If it's not working out for you, you may want to start to look for something different. So I think you said it great. So I'm just repeating what you're saying. Do something different. Like, what was it that Einstein said? The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over, expecting different results. You want different, do something different.
I know. And it's so funny because it sounds so obvious, but I can't tell you how many people I've worked with where they keep doing the same thing. They're like, why is it not happening? Why is it not happening? And it's hard because when we get set in our ways, we tend to keep doing the same thing. And as we get older, we tend to get into patterns that we keep repeating. So that's a great tip. So tell us your second tip.
So the second tip, I'm actually going to talk about anxiety, because getting into a relationship, there's a lot of risk. We're talking to an audience of women. He could walk away. He could criticize you. He could cheat on you. There's so many risks. He could, judge you. So when that risk comes up, we have different ways of dealing with our anxiety. Some people push the person away to create some space, and that's a person with an avoidant attachment style. Or for women that are more anxious attachment style, they will turn themselves inside out to try and figure out how to be that way with him, whatever it is that he needs. And if he starts to create some space, she'll figure out how to do what's called protest behavior, which is how to hook him back in, because they're not comfortable with the space in a relationship. It's a bit of a catch-22, because when a woman is anxious and she wants to be close to her man, if he needs space, he actually feels like he's suffocating. The more you run after him, the more he suffocates. The more you feel suffocated, the more he pulls back. The more he pulls back, the more you want to chase him. And it's like this never-ending thing until he says, okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And so really what it comes down to is managing our anxiety. It's learning to soothe ourselves so we're not dependent on a man to soothe us, so that when you can soothe yourself, you're not chasing your man. And when there's space, you can go, okay, I'm safe. I'm not suffocated. I can step back in.
That is so true. And I've seen that a lot where a woman, how you showed that, is the woman keeps going towards it and he keeps pulling away. And it's the same way. And I tell women, if a man kept doing that to you, you'd start to pull away too. And I always tell women it's a push-pull dynamic. So I love that tip. That was an awesome tip. So what's your third tip?
I think my third tip is going to be to really learn to acknowledge men. Men need to be admired and respected. They need to know that you admire and respect him. Sometimes we take things for granted. Like with my guy, every time he opens up the door for me, I say thank you and I give him a kiss. I said, you make me feel so taken care of. And I repeat it. And sometimes I'll use different words. Thank you. It makes me feel safe. Thank you. It makes me happy. He needs to know how he makes you feel. If you like something and you want him to repeat, don't complain. Let him know how it makes you feel. When he feels like a man needs to know that he can contribute to you. So when you actually acknowledge him, he feels admired and respected. He feels like he has a role in your life. It makes him happy and he's going to want to repeat it. So what a great way to get a man to do what it is that you need, just simply by acknowledging him.
This tip is so important because I can't tell you how many men say that a woman takes things for granted, whether it's on a first date or they're in a relationship or even that they're married, is they start to just say, oh, well, that's expected. He should do that. He should open the door for me. He should pay for dinner, whatever it is. I will tell you this tip because like you talked about, Iris, a man just wants to make a woman happy. And so if he knows that he's doing it and you keep giving him positive reinforcement, guess what? You're going to keep getting more of that. And when women say, well, he stopped doing that. Well, did you stop thanking him and appreciating him for those things that he's doing? And I will tell you, Iris, you're absolutely right. Because my fiance, he tells me all the time how much he appreciates when I thank him for the littlest things. He's like, oh my God, like just yesterday, I thanked him for buying me Starbucks and breakfast. He was like, God, you're so sweet. I don't take him for granted, even though we're engaged. So it's really, really important. So these have been some great tips. So Iris, tell our audience how they can find you.
Yeah, so they can find me at iris@simplysuccess.ca for Canada. And if the women are interested in the 8 principles on how to have your man love, adore, and cherish you and give you what you need and treat you like a queen, then just send me an email and just put in the subject line ebook and I'll send that off to you.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you like to get the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com. And if you like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. If you like to get our free ebook on the 3 secrets guaranteed to attract any man based on scientific research, you can click right here on the video or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.